ready?
So ready. Ready as I'll ever be.
All right. Okay. Hi, everybody. It's Angie from Flip Flop Your Life, and I know that it's been way too long since my last one, and I apologize, but I promise you this one's going to be worth it. We've rescheduled, I don't know,
so
a couple
many
times.
It's my fault.
It seems to happen, but that's okay. So I am here with Kristin Ream, and your husband is John?
Yes.
John Ream. And they are owners of Trek Brewing. Why can't I say that? Here in Newark, Ohio. And I probably should let you know kind of what drew me to you. Number one, you know, there's a ton of reasons that drew me to you guys. First off, that you're a brewery, a craft brewery. I love craft beer. My husband and I both love it. And I love this place and the hometown feeling that we're in. So that definitely attracted me to you guys. And then the other big thing that really, really did, because I followed you guys for quite a while, and then I read your blogs that you post, which you do a great job.
Thank you.
By the way, everybody should be doing that. And you guys have a family business.
We do.
It's your guys' business and your family, and her kids are here right now with us. You can't see them right now, but they're here. And that really, you can come around and say hi. Careful. That's one. What excites me about that is that's the same thing that we did. My son, who's behind the camera, actually also grew up with this, and so did Blake, and so did Emmy. So, you know, it's a family affair. Oh, here's the other one. You got to come over here.
You got to come with mommy. If you want to say hi, you can say hi. Say hi. Okay, good job. Go play.
So that's why that's one thing that I loved, was the fact that you guys incorporated.
Okay, now go play.
Incorporated your family in your business.
Absolutely.
So that's awesome. So why don't, first off, you guys, why don't you tell us about you personally, and you know what you know, your family. Tell me a little bit about your family. Tell them about your family. You know.
Yeah.
Let us know.
So John and I, we both graduated from Granville High School, so Ohio is home, and we both graduated from Granville in 2004. We didn't date until it was horribly convenient, and we were at separate colleges, and we were best friends in high school. Go over there. Sorry.
That's kids.
So, we were best friends in high school. We graduated, started college. Started dating when we were at separate colleges. He was at UC and I was at Butler. So they're about 2.5 hours apart, which is not the end of the world. But the summer that we got engaged, I got John a homebrew kit for his birthday. John, at the time, he's an aerospace engineer by trade.
I did not know that.
Yes. So he's an aerospace engineer, is what he graduated UC with, and he immediately went to work for Boeing Corporation. He was designing pilot simulators for aircraft at Boeing. But so I had got him this homebrew kit because I wanted him to have a hobby other than video games.
Yeah. Good idea.
Yeah. And so it either super worked out or backfired, depending on how you look at it. But we...
I would not say that backfired.
No,
not at all.
It definitely worked out. I think brewing for him, it's... that engineer mind is the perfect combination of art and science.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll actually find, if you kind of look into it, there's a lot of brewers that are engineers.
Really?
It's a common career shift for engineers to go into brewing.
Did not know it, but I can see how that would happen.
Absolutely. And so we lived out in Washington State. We were out there for about 9 years. John worked for Boeing. He homebrewed. He brewed a lot at the beginning. and he was brewing in my kitchen, and I kicked him out of the kitchen and said,
Yeah.
you gotta figure out somewhere else to do this because I can't make anything ever.
Yeah.
And so he built an electric brewery in our garage.
What?
Yeah. So and it's actually the brewery that we use as our pilot system now. So he totally built this from scratch, electric brewery.
That is interesting.
It
I
is.
bet there's a lot of people that don't know that.
Maybe, yeah. So
cool.
he built this brewery and started really kind of honing his craft. And then, you know, we started talking about like someday we're going to open a brewery, but it was this like far off, like, yeah, sure, someday
Like a
we'll do
dream,
that.
and we're
Yeah.
like, oh, whatever.
And then on his 30th birthday, he looked at me and he said, I think it's someday. I think we need to take a chance on this. I think, you know, our kids are only going to get bigger and they're only going to get into more things. And I'd like to try at this. And so for about 6 months, we worked without telling anybody. We figured out a business plan, and we had like actual numbers, and we like, you know, kind of floated lots of scenarios. And then John had me tell his dad, my father-in-law, about what we were going to do when it was just me and him and on a car trip for 12 hours.
Oh, you're kidding.
No. And so, but instead of saying, you're nuts, don't do that, my father-in-law said, you know, I could see you guys doing this. And, you know, it was clear we were serious about it. We had a 50-page business plan that we kind of said, like, this is our plan. This is what we want to do. And
You had a business plan?
yeah.
You are way more.
Listen, he's
You
an
are
engineer.
So he would have to do all that.
Right. So I'm a teacher by trade.
All right. Where did you teach?
I taught special ed in Washington. So I taught kindergarten and first grade special ed, and I was an inclusion specialist. And then when we had the boys, I stayed home. And then when we decided to change everything and knock it all upside down, we came back home to do that because that's a good place to do it.
Oh, yeah?
And now I'm the preschool director at the Y.
Oh, I did not know that.
That's true. That's what I do.
That is awesome. So you do that along with running
Along
the
with
business.
this, yes.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting. So tell me a little bit about, I mean, I am not an IPA person. I mean, I know there's a lot of IPA people out there and stuff.
Absolutely.
And I love your guys' beer because it's a lot more of the stouts and ales and things like that. I know you guys do IPAs too.
We do,
You
absolutely.
do all of it. But
Yes.
how do you guys go about deciding what you're going to make? And
Yeah.
how do you guys get the idea for everything?
Well, so John has won awards for brews across styles, and that was kind of how we decided to start this business. Is that you know, he can do it and he can do it well.
So did he do that? Did he win the awards before you
Yeah,
started craft?
as a home brewer, and that kind of gave us the confidence to take the leap into professional brewing. So we knew we had solid recipes for across different styles. And that's kind of the way we wanted to establish ourselves as a community place that's for everybody, and it's got a beer for everybody. It's not just IPAs, it's not just stouts. Some of what we decide to brew is seasonal. So, you know, we tend to brew our board skews darker in the wintertime, and a little bit lighter in the summertime.
Right.
But then, honestly, John will tell you he brews what he likes, and he likes everything. So, you know, he tries to brew so that we have something of every style on.
That's awesome. And I would have to say, you know, I have been to a lot of craft breweries. And I mean, I kind of have an idea of what sets you guys apart. What would you say sets you guys apart from other ones?
As far as beer?
As far as everything. Beer, atmosphere, you name it.
So we're definitely extremely family friendly. I think that's one of the first things that sets us apart, is that we have little kids. We know that a large portion of people that enjoy craft beer also have little kids. And we wanted to make it a place where everybody could be. We want Trek to be the third space. So you've got home, you've got work, and then you've got this third space that you can be in community. And we're really focused too on giving back to the community. So that's another like huge tenet of our philosophy.
What's your most memorable story with doing that?
So my favorite thing that we've done, well, I've got two, but
No, you can. I don't care. Talk about both of them.
okay. So we do a Fireworks for Good party every year, and we're located in a way that we can see the Ohio State Newark fireworks.
Oh, you can? I
Yeah.
didn't know.
Yeah.
I did not know that. From out there?
So from out on our patio, you can see the Ohio State Newark fireworks. And so...
Good to know.
Yeah,
Next
so
year.
for 4th of July, we've thrown a fireworks party the last 2 years. And it's a fundraiser for... The first year we did it for Habitat for Humanity. And last year we did it for the Healthy Kids Network at the Y. And so we do $1 per pint sold. That entire night goes to that event. And you know, we have a huge parking lot, so there's ton of space to be outside. You get to stay in the air conditioning until it's time for fireworks. We've got, you know, this past time we had trivia going on before fireworks.
Really?
It was so much fun. But then my other favorite event that we've done is the 0.5K.
I love those kind of things.
Yeah,
I love that.
So we did
Why don't you explain to everybody what a 0.5K is?
Yeah, so I'm not a runner, but I super love like all of my friends that have, you know, all the 5K shirts and all those things. And so we did the 0.5K, which was literally a run around our parking lot. We did have a water station in the back just in case you were too famished to get through it. But we raised money for the All for One camp at the YMCA. We made T-shirts. We did a portion of every ticket went to the YMCA, and we also did a per pint cool. on that day. So
that's really neat.
Yeah.
Both of those are great. In terms of flip-flopping your life, when would you say when was that moment that you guys really did the flip?
I think the last day that the last Boeing paycheck was like, oh, well, there we go.
Yep.
That's the end of that. And you know, I think really taking a bet on us.
How'd you feel when you did
that? Both exhilarated and terrified, I think. And there are still, I mean, most days we feel that way, I think.
The cool part about it is, though, that you're a small business. You know, you're people that you were real successful, very successful in your other careers that you had. And, you know, you still can do it no matter what. People can make that flip and decide to do their dream. To chase their dream.
Absolutely.
So, and I think there's a lot of people out there, young and old, that think, you know, oh, we have to stay in this job that we got out of college. You know, we have to stay there for so many years in order to be considered successful. And it's just, you know, I'm out to prove that it's just not that way. You don't have to do that.
That's true.
I mean, we're over 22 years going strong at doing what we love.
Yeah. And,
you know, that's why I kind of wanted to do this and share other people's stories too. So what are your goals and aspirations for 2020 and then 5 years from now?
So kind of the next step for Trek, so we're going to continue to establish our community involvement. So we now have it where almost every night we've got something going on at Trek. Mondays are Mug Club Mondays, and Wednesdays we've got trivia, and Thursday is our community night every week. Friday we've started to have live music come through.
Nice.
So we're kind of building up those days. And so I want to see that continue to build. And then we're also going to start into local distribution. So try to get into restaurants and kind of...
You're not currently in any yet?
We have one account currently. And so we'd like to see that grow slowly in a manageable way. It's hard. It's John and I, and we have 5 bartenders, and that's the entire staff at Trek. John really does everything.
Hands-on.
John really does everything. So he's head brewer, head accountant, head janitor. I mean, he does it all. So I think we're looking at some slow growth as far as our team goes in this next year, and distribution. Within 5 years, we'd like to be a local, pretty established locally, in most restaurants. And we'd like to do some bottling so that we could be in.
That would be cool. I love your logo too.
Thank you.
It's fun. So, I mean, I'm sure you guys probably, I know you do. You go and you visit other craft brewers and stuff like that all across the country. Where are your favorite places that you go?
That's a great question. Well, so it turns out that when you own a brewery, you go to a lot less breweries, which is kind of a bummer. So we just don't have a whole lot of time to leave here. So locally, there are a ton of great craft breweries in Licking County.
What's your favorite?
Oh,
but of course we know what your favorite is. What's your second favorite?
So I think it's really hard to choose one in Licking County because they're all so
and we've
different
had so many
great.
of them pop up.
Yes, they're all so different and great.
I agree.
So I don't think I could choose one in Licking County. We get to Columbus a little bit. A favorite in Columbus is Seventh Son. That's where our brewing system came from. So our big brew system came from Seventh Son, and we've established a relationship with those guys.
Awesome.
The craft community, though, in general, is just super awesome.
I've heard that. Everybody's pretty close, and everybody pushes everybody else, right?
We are, and so it's not. We're not in competition with each other.
Right.
We're in competition with big beer. Rising tide lifts all boats, and the craft community really believes that, and they're just a great group of people to work with. So we had absolute favorites in Washington.
Really?
Fremont Brewing and Reuben's Brews, and but those are far away.
A little far away. Speaking of far away, I always ask everybody this question. If you were wearing flip-flops and they could take you anywhere you wanted to go, where would you go? And why?
I think John and I both have so much wanderlust. Like we want to go everywhere. Yes. And
just like my kid.
Yeah.
Kids.
And we've traveled a lot, and it's just so fun to explore. That's like a non-answer. I want to go everywhere. I really big on both of our lists. Sometime we want to get to Australia. Both of us. I think there's something exotic about it, and it's like super far, and it just sounds like a really cool place to be.
I would love to do that, but the far thing, that plane flight, what's the plane flight? How many hours?
It's like 13 or 14 hours. It's long, but
I think if I did it, I'd want to be in first class. If I'm going to go, I think I would want to make sure that I would be going first class. So I have all that room.
Oh, absolutely. If you get to be Magic, you can definitely do that.
Yeah, if you can go in, well, that's true. If you go in the slippers, you don't need to worry about the plane.
Yeah.
All right. So is there anything else that you want to tell people about this place, or anything else that you want people to know? And then how to get in touch with you guys.
So the easiest way to find us is to just come to Trek. We're here. Either John or I are here almost every time that we're open. But our staff is super great also. we're excited to be here. We're a part of the community, and we want to continue to be a building block for the community.
You have Facebook, you have a website.
We've got Facebook, we've got Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter are all at Trek Brewing.
Okay.
Our website is trekbeer.com.
Okay. And I'll make sure that there are links below the video for you guys to get to them, because you really also need to not only follow them, but then read their blog. I mean, you do that. Is it once a week or
it's weekly?
Weekly.
I kind of regret committing to that.
That is a smart thing. I mean, we're a marketing advertising company, and that's very good that you do that. You people should be listening to this and doing it. But actually, it's a great read, so you really do need to check it out. Go to their website, subscribe to it, and follow them, because the stories are great. You do a great job writing. So.
Thank you. I enjoy writing, and most of the time the blogs come easy, but every once in a while it's like, oh man, this week is a struggle.
I get it, because I have to do it all the time too. And you sit there, you're like, what do I talk about?
And everybody
says, easier.
Content calendar. This is not my life right now.
It gets easier though, don't you? Don't you find?
Absolutely.
I mean, you start talking normal again.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
That's what I've started to do, and on my posts and things like that. I'm trying to just talk normally, and that's the best thing. And you do a great job.
Well, thank you.
Great job. So,
thank you.
If you haven't checked them out, definitely do so. And I want to thank you again, Kristin.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for listening or watching, and we'll talk to you next time. See ya.
See ya.